This is my book. Oh, hardcore. This is charcoal mixed with chalk, and we did one of the main pieces over here. And this is my annotation for that piece. It's my annotation for this piece. So basically what we're doing is we use charcoal with chalk to use contrast, and then basically we eventually went on to, you can mix it with newspaper to kind of give it that texture and background. And then on this page I've researched two artists who have used charcoal and chalk in their work. In this piece we do frottages, one in mono, one in coloured. I've annotated these, so things like shoes, signs, textures. There's another charcoal piece here, because it wasn't quite finished, but there's my annotation. And this one, we're doing oil pastels, where, if I can actually unpeel this thing, there we are. So we basically rubbed it really hard with oil pastels and basically scratched an image out, or a piece of fruit. There's a pomegranate. As you can see, I've annotated my work and given my opinion. This was just a piece of oil work that I naturally did on black paper, which I think is quite cool because it gives a nice piece of contrast towards the colour. On this page, there are two artists who use oil pastels in their work, which I think that's pretty awesome. So, yeah. In this one, there is basically different drawing techniques. So, this one's continuous line drawing. I find this one pretty cool because that's my favourite kind of one. It looks pretty interesting. This one is drawing my eyes closed. That was always hard because I like drawing with my eyes open, so that was not very nice. And this is drawing with your mouth. That was really hard because the pen kept slipping out. This was drawing with my left hand. This is negative space, so obviously like the fine lines were quite hard to get. There's a 0.05 for that one. And these are, I think it's Matisse. Basically, he drew with a long stick and we copied his style. Got some very interesting results. This is a 10-inch drawing of a flower. So as you can see, I basically had to draw the shape and then colour it in. And obviously, I didn't really realise how less time that was. So for the 5-minute one, I kind of got more in, but it was a bit rougher. So I kind of was more efficient with my time. The 3-minute one, it was like a scribble. Kind of looks like a sunflower. Still does though, because sunflowers are kind of wild, so it kind of still looks like it, even if it's very short. This was a 2-minute piece, that's a 1 minute 30 piece, a 1 minute piece and a 30-second piece. I can see, but the 30-second one's just a scribble. This is interesting. This is different shading techniques. So obviously you have hatching, which is very fine. Then you have cross hatching, which is basically like for I would say flat surfaces. Scribbles, these are kind of for textures, I would say, for making it look a bit kind of like scales or fur or something. And then there's obviously the little round ones here. And obviously I explain basically each of these in here. This was the boot. This is like one of my favourite lessons because it was good work and I like to draw in detail. So let me just show you the boot first. So yeah, that was the original. And then this was in pen, which I quite liked, getting all that detail in, all that cross-hatching, all that detail. And then I did pencil, which was quite hard, but I kind of managed it, all the shading and stuff. Then there was colouring. I kind of did it in the effect of like a thermal camera. And this, going back, is Stephen Wiltshire, which I think is one of the coolest artists ever, because he basically what you know about him anyway, so I need not explain about Stephen Wiltshire to you. Then Blank Beige, obviously, because that's just a lovely piece of art. Have not filled this in yet, but this is the steps that I did, so this explains each day, and obviously I should be putting the photos of those steps in there. So obviously kind of it progressed that my steps got more wet and smudged and kind of dampened down. Oh, this is Black Page. This is one of my finest pieces I've done. This is my mind map for my individual work. So obviously I had to, this was tools basically. So obviously you kind of went around and gave different ideas of kind of what you could be doing. So I eventually just went for drawing different tools. So this was basically this, and in different techniques. There's continuous line drawing. There's fine line drawing, which I basically use like hatching and cross-hatching for. Those are my two main object shading techniques. Then there's negative space, which I thought was quite a cool effect. Then, oh sorry, that's negative space, that's negative colour. So negative space, obviously you just do the outline. Then there is negative colour for this one. I still have the image for that one, I just haven't stuck it in. Because, you know me, I'm running out of. Same for this one, this is a fine liner. So obviously, it wasn't just cross-hatching for this one, this was basically like little circles and ripples to get that kind of interesting rustic texture. And then negative space again for that one. There's Matisse. That's the Matisse there, the one with the long stick, you know, the drawing artists. That was very interesting. There's a few, these are not all in order, so, you know, I have to go back. This is Tracy Lee Stunn. She did the, you know, my steps I was talking about. This is basically the artist who uses chalk on pavements to create amazing things. So, like, you know, so that's pretty cool. Here, oh, this was another piece, and this was my final piece. So as you can see, I basically laid loads of tools on top of each other, and I just basically went in with a fine liner and like, I copied it in the style of, what's her name? Wait a second. It's like the artist who basically cross-hatches extremely finely. Oh, this was a few other artists. Oh, this is her. This is her. Olivia Kemp. I did it in the style of Olivia Kemp, I believe. This is, I think there's two artists who use tools. So this guy works with basically hammering nails in a wooden canvas, and as you can see, look, there's basically dots. So it looks really cool. And he does work with medical equipment, auto parts sculptures, and then obviously my pin, which is I think is awesome. In short, obviously. And then I think that is it.